Hello from HouseIQ. Some water dispensers at kitchen sinks make hot water and some don't. But let's put them through the paces to make sure you're not getting into hot water anyway.
Exhaust fans, kitchen or bath. First, let's talk for a moment about air circulation and recirculation. It depends on the fan and the installation. Some fans are ducted to the outside of the house. This is most often the case with bathroom exhaust fans. The duct exits the house through an opening in the wall or roof. Some exhaust fans are instead set up to process the air. These fans recirculate the air, running it through a filter like an activated charcoal filter to remove odors and smoke. Which is better? It depends on the installation. It's better if the air leaves the house completely, but the fan motor has only so much power. Every bend in the duct transitions from rectangular duct to round duct, every foot of the vent pipe. All of these things create resistance that the fan motor has to overcome just to push the air outside. The shorter and less complicated the duct run, the better. If the exhaust fan is installed in the middle of the kitchen and the duct has to make a very complicated 20-foot run between joists and through pony walls, the fan's effectiveness is greatly reduced. The fan might just as well recirculate the air through a charcoal filter. Again, you want a short and simple duct run. So, first, particularly on the kitchen exhaust fan, check the grease filters on the bottom of the appliance, A, to make sure they're there, and B, to make sure they're clean, or if they're so clogged with grease that no air can pass through them at all. Turn the fan on and listen. If it takes any longer than a few seconds to get up to speed, then the motor is on its way out, or the air path could be blocked. 2. Some bathroom exhaust fans also have a small built-in heating element. Check to make sure it works. Look up into the fan. Is the grill in place or is it missing? Is there a lot of dust on the grill? Does the fan need to be cleaned? It will last longer if it is cleaned, and by the way, if there is also a space heater, that dust presents a real safety issue. 3. Particularly with bathrooms, if you see an exhaust fan in the ceiling, go outside and look to see where the duct exits the house. You don't want the humid air from showers going simply into the attic. If the air goes up, it should go out. 4. If the fan exhausts the air to the outside, there should be some sort of vent cover to keep insects out. Turn on the fan and go outside to look. Make sure the cover plate louvers open. Make sure they close. Are they painted shut? If the duct goes out through the roof, make sure there is a rain hat on top of the vent to keep the weather out. You don't want rain running down inside the house. Attic exhaust fans cool attics. The fan could be mounted in the gable end of the house, or it could be mounted in the roof. If there is an attic exhaust fan, find out how it's controlled. Some fans simply turn on and off with a switch. If the fan is controlled by a switch, you have to remember to turn it on, but just as importantly, you have to remember to turn it off. Some fans are controlled by a thermostat. It gets hot in the attic and the fan comes on and cools things off. Whole house fans, on the other hand, cool your whole house. It's mounted in the ceiling below the attic. The air pushes the louvers open when the fan is turned on. The attic is vented back to the outside. So in the summer evenings, after it's cooled down outside, open the windows and doors and turn on the fan. The massive fan pulls the cool air in from the outside and blows air through the attic, not into, but through the attic and back outside. The house cools down, so does the attic. Airflow is key here. To work effectively, the fan should be centrally located in the house. The fan is sized to the house. The attic vents are sized to the fan. On their website, the Department of Energy uses the example of a 1,000 square foot house with an average 8-foot ceiling, or 8,000 cubic feet of air in the house. The DOE says you want a fan that will move at least half that amount of air. So, For the house in our example, 8,000 cubic feet, you want a fan with a rating of at least 4,000 CFM, cubic feet per minute. The house you're looking at, ask for the rating on the fan. Will it move enough air? Okay, the air is in the attic. Now it has to get out. On the vent side, the DOE says you want 1 square foot of net-free vent area for 750 CFM of airflow. So if the fan is rated at, say, 4,500 CFM, 4,500 divided by 750, that's 6 square feet of net-free vent. Again, airflow is important. If the fan is too small, it won't pull enough air in to really cool the house down. If the attic vents are too small, the fan can't push the hot air because the air can't get back outside. But if everything is sized properly, a whole house fan will work and saves money in 2 ways. First, it reduces the need for air conditioning in some parts of the country by as much as 90%. And second, a whole house fan runs for just a fraction of what it costs to run either a central air conditioning system or even a room air conditioner. So, the house has a whole house fan. First, when it's turned off, what is there to close off the fan from the house? Are there louvers, for example? When the fan is not being used, make sure the fan is sealed off. Make sure the louvers close completely. Remember, during the cold months, it's a way for cold air to find its way back down into the house. If the louvers don't close, it's like leaving a window open. 2. How do you control the fan? An on-off switch? A 2-speed fan switch? Do both speeds work? Do the louvers open freely? Listen to the fan noise. You should hear and feel a rush of air. You should not also hear grinding or squealing sounds. Those are bad. 3. Turn the fan off. Do the louvers close easily? Instant hot water dispenser. There are 2 parts to the appliance. The dispenser is above the sink. Check it out. How does it look? Is it corroded? Does it leak? Does it work? Does the water shut off completely when you release the lever? Is the water hot? The water tank is the other part of the appliance. It's under the sink. It's plugged in, and if so, to what? An outlet under the sink or an extension cord that runs under, around, or through the cabinets? An outlet is better. Are there any signs that the tank leaks?
I've got a lot more great stuff for you at houseiq.information. If you like what you've seen so far, do me a favor and tap the subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And click the link to watch some more great stuff right now.